Hey Mia, I'm already out of allowance, so can you give me some extra money? Wait, Richard gives you $300 a month, right? That's already pretty generous for a high schooler. And it's already gone? 300 bucks disappears in like a second when you're my age. Makeup, snacks, donating to my faves on stream. It's gone before you know it. I see. I'd love to understand the breakdown a bit more, actually. What did you buy for makeup this month? I don't know, like foundation, a lip gloss thing, some setting spray. It adds up. And the streaming donations, how much did that end up being? I mean, probably like $150, maybe more. But it's supporting creators, which is basically a good cause. Kylie, half your monthly budget went to donations for online streamers. That's not a good cause, that's an impulse purchase. You sound ancient right now, no offense. Then I guess you'll just have to wait until next month's allowance. Excuse me? If you'd bought textbooks or something school-related, I might consider it. But you just spent it on whatever you wanted, right? So no, I'm not giving you extra. Are you kidding me? I'm asking you for it, so just hand it over. Absolutely not. If you want more, go ask Richard yourself. I already did. He said no. That's why I'm asking you. Then I guess you're out of luck. Learn to budget next time. Nobody asked for a lecture. Even if you're a stay-at-home wife, you must have savings from before we got married, right? Like I said, I'm not giving you any. Excuse me? You think you can talk back to me? I outrank you in this house, so you better do what I say. There's no such thing as ranking in a family. We're family. We're equals. Your family? You're just Dad's new wife. You didn't even give birth to me. And you think you're my equal? That's hilarious. But legally, we are family. I genuinely think of myself as your mom, you know. I never agreed to have you as my mom. You're just mooching off my dad. That doesn't make you equal to anyone. You're the lowest person in this house. You don't get to talk back to me. Kylie, I understand you didn't get a say in any of this. Your dad and I getting married, that was an adult decision that affected your life. I get why that's frustrating. Don't try to therapist talk me. It's not about that. It's just the facts. You have no money and no job and no real reason to be here. No matter what you say, you're not getting extra allowance. Start learning to manage your money. You're really refusing this hard just because you have no money, aren't you? No savings, no income, just living off my dad. You know what people like you are called? A leech. Excuse me? You're completely useless. If you're gonna be the lowly stepmother, at least have some cash to keep me happy. Kylie, stop it! Don't take your frustration out on me just because things aren't going your way. And what kind of way is that to talk to your mother? You're not my mother! My real mom at least had a job. She had her own career. What do you even do all day? You just sit around the apartment. I take care of the household. I cook. I make sure things run smoothly. That's not nothing. Our housekeeper back when Mom was around did all of that and still got paid. You're basically doing unpaid labor and calling it a family contribution. So sad. Ugh, the worst. At least if you were a loaded stepmother, it'd be something. But you're just a leech. Pathetic. I must be the most unfortunate girl alive. Richard, can we talk for a second? It's about Kylie. Her attitude toward me lately has been really out of line.
Huh, really?
She just asked me for extra allowance. You already told her no, so she came to me. When I said no too, she got really aggressive. Looking down on me, saying I'm a freeloader, the lowest one in the house.
Wow, that's pretty harsh. But honestly, couldn't you have just given her the money?
What?
You've got plenty from your parents' inheritance, enough to live on. If you just handed it over, she wouldn't have said any of that.
What are you talking about, Richard? Sure, I have the money, but that's not what it's there for. And giving kids whatever they demand isn't good parenting.
You're so cheap, as always. It's just a little allowance for a teenager. What's the big deal?
The big deal is the principal, Richard. She spent half her allowance donating to streamers online. Rewarding that with more money teaches her nothing.
She's a kid. Let her enjoy herself. You could easily cover it, and you're choosing not to.
If you think it's no big deal, you pay it. I don't think handing over money just because someone asks is right. And why are you telling me to cover it when you won't?
Are you serious right now? Why would I pay when you're the one sitting on all that cash? The whole point of you is that you have money. Make yourself useful.
I beg your pardon?
Honestly, marrying you has gotten me nothing. No luxury lifestyle, nothing. I completely picked the wrong woman to remarry.
What do you mean by that? Of course I'd spend my own money to support our family, but my savings aren't here to be thrown away on luxuries.
That's exactly why I call you cheap. I put in all this effort to marry you and it was a complete waste. Do you know what I imagined when we got together? Vacations, a bigger apartment, dinners out. Instead, you clip grocery coupons and complain about Kylie's allowance.
We have a perfectly good apartment, Richard. The one we're in is more than enough for 3 people.
It's embarrassing is what it is. My coworkers take their families to resorts. I can barely suggest a weekend trip without you making that face.
I make that face because those trips cost money that doesn't need to be spent. I'm not being stingy, I'm being sensible.
If you're gonna be this stingy, I'll just divorce you.
Divorce? Are you actually threatening me right now? Did you marry me just for money?
What else would be the reason?
I can't believe this.
You're not attractive, you're past your prime, but I heard you had a lot of money, so I figured I'd go for it. And you said from the beginning you'd help support Kylie together. If that's what you meant, then put your money where your mouth is. If you're breaking your promise, then yeah, divorce.
I think your idea of supporting and mine are very different things. I meant helping raise her, being present, being a stable figure in her life. I never said I was signing up to be her personal bank.
She needs more than presents, she needs things. She's a teenager. Other girls her age have everything they want. She deserves the same.
Other girls her age also understand that money doesn't grow on trees. Kylie has $300 a month and 0 expenses. That's not deprivation, Richard. That's comfort.
You sound like someone's disapproving aunt, not a wife.
Fine. Divorce is fine with me. I can't keep putting up with the way you two treat me.
You're serious?
You don't want a cheap wife, and I don't want to keep being pushed around. Divorce seems like the only option.
Fine by me. No one's gonna want a divorced woman, you know. Don't come crying to me when you regret it.
Let's not do this while we're heated. Whether we actually go through with it, let's talk again when we've both calmed down. It's important we're both thinking clearly.
There's nothing to think clearly about. You're either a real wife or you're not.
I'm going to take a walk. I'll be back in an hour. Please, let's both just breathe before we say anything else we can't take back. See ya, you cheap old hag. You're nothing but a burden. We're leaving you behind. What's going on? I was only out shopping for an hour. Where are all of Kylie's and Richard's things? Dad and I decided to move out. Surprised to come home and find everything gone? What? You're moving out? What does that mean? It means you're not needed. I heard you got mouthy with my dad. So we figured, why keep you around? Dad and I found a new place. We already moved. But we said we'd talk things through calmly. How could you just decide this on your own? A leech like you deserves to be thrown out. Neither Dad nor I need you. Kylie, can you at least tell me where your father is? I want to talk to him directly. He's busy setting up the new place. He said to tell you, don't bother calling. He won't even talk to me? What is there to talk about? You basically said you wanted a divorce. Dad just took the initiative. Be grateful he didn't make a big scene. He packed up an entire household without even having a conversation first. That's not taking initiative, Kylie. That's running away. Whatever. He's done putting up with you. We both are. But we just become family. We hadn't even given it a real chance. Yesterday, I got caught up in the moment and almost agreed to a divorce, but I wanted us all to sit down and actually talk. I wanted to find a way for us to work as a family. I never once thought of you as family, and I never will. No money, no use, too much attitude, total leech. Why would anyone want you in their family? Well, if you really want to get back together with us, I suppose I could let you stay on as our housekeeper. What? You'd still be living with us, wouldn't you? That's something to be happy about. Better than being some divorced, washed-up, middle-aged woman living alone. Being our housekeeper is honestly the best deal you're gonna get. A housekeeper? That's horrible. You still refuse to see me as an equal. Obviously. You're a freeloader with no power here. I'm still offering to take you in, so you should be grateful. I'll hire you as our unpaid housekeeper. But you can never ever go against me or Dad again. Kylie, I want you to really hear what you're saying right now. You are asking an adult woman, your father's wife, to work in your home for free and never disagree with you. Do you understand how that sounds? It sounds like me being generous. You're welcome. No thanks. I'll take the divorce. Fine. Bye-bye, leech. Being stubborn on top of being useless. You're such a headache. You'll be a divorcee now too. How embarrassing. Nobody's gonna want a broke, middle-aged, divorced woman. I'm not as broke as you seem to think. Sure, Jan. Go count your coupons. I've been thinking a lot since yesterday, and I've made a decision. Nobody asked. I'm contacting my lawyer today to start the divorce process. I just wanted you to hear it from me directly. Oh wow, you finally grew a spine. Good for you, I guess. Don't expect a tearful goodbye from me. I don't. But I do want to say, I genuinely tried, Kylie. You tried to be someone living off my dad's goodwill. There's a difference. You know what? Believe what you want. You'll understand when you're older. Anyway, before you go, be real with me for 1 second. Can you actually afford a place on your own? Yes, Kylie, I can. On what? That little inheritance? Quite a lot, actually. Whatever helps you feel better about getting dumped. Don't worry about me. I have more than enough to live on my own. $20,000 a month without lifting a finger. That's plenty. What? $20,000 a month? In passive income? Oh, sorry. Was that term too complicated? Passive income means money that comes in without you having to work for it. Richard goes to work every day to earn his paycheck, but I just stay home and the money rolls in on its own. What? How do you have income like that? You're supposed to be the broke leech. No savings, no job. How is that even real? It is real. My parents passed away when I was young and I inherited their estate. Not just cash, real estate and stocks too. The dividends and rent add up to about $20,000 a month. No way. Why didn't Dad ever tell me any of this? Well, think about it. How do you tell your daughter, by the way, I married her for her money? Even he has too much pride to admit that. So, Dad knew about your money the whole time? Of course. You share those things before getting married. At the time, he said, I'm not marrying you for your money. Even after we're married, your assets are yours. I don't want a cent. I believed him and married him. And then the moment we were married, he completely changed. Turns out he was counting on my money the whole time. Oh, the rent on this apartment, I've been paying it. All the groceries and bills, me. And then he started pushing to use my money for your allowance too. Every time I said no or looked even slightly uncomfortable, he turned cold. Honestly, my feelings for him have been fading for a while now. So this divorce, it's not a loss for me at all. Oh my god, you've been paying for everything? The rent, food, all of it? Surprising, isn't it? Turns out the broke, worthless leech you looked down on was actually the one keeping the lights on. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you and Dad hide this from me? Money like that attracts the wrong kind of people. You're still young, a teenager, even if that feels grown up. I didn't want you accidentally blabbing to someone and causing unnecessary drama. I also wanted us to bond naturally without you feeling like you had to act differently around me. I had no idea. $20,000 a month just coming in automatically. That's like seriously rich. I suppose it is, if I'm honest with myself. But having money doesn't mean I want to live extravagantly. I've always lived pretty modestly, even with that income. After marrying Richard, I planned to keep doing the same. But apparently, he'd already convinced himself he'd be living in luxury, and then turned on me for not delivering. So when you were saying no to my allowance request, it wasn't even about not having money. You just thought I didn't deserve it. I thought you hadn't earned it, which is different. You had $300 and you spent it all in a week, half of it on someone you watch online. That's not a money problem. That's a judgment problem. I mean, yeah, okay, fair. But I called you a leech, to your face, multiple times. And this whole time, you were the reason we had a roof over our heads. Pretty ironic, right? Oh my god, Dad, what were you thinking? We should have been the ones being nice to you. We relied on you for everything. Rent, food, all of it. We were the ones with no power here. I'm glad you see that. But like I've always said, I don't believe in power dynamics in a family. I thought we were all equals. I wanted us to be. But that's not what you wanted, was it, Kylie? Well, I was planning to contribute for your future, too. College tuition, your education. I was going to cover it. But Richard called me stingy and cheap. I didn't marry anyone to become a human ATM. You were going to pay for my college? Of course. Stepmother or not, I became your mom when we got married. What kind of mother would hesitate to invest in her daughter's education? I never even thought about college money before. I just assumed Dad would figure it out. Your dad makes enough to keep himself comfortable, but private tuition, studying abroad, that's a different scale entirely. I had already looked into a few programs, actually. You looked into programs for me? You mentioned at dinner once that you liked design. I remembered. I was going to bring it up when the time felt right. I can't believe you actually listened to that. I listened to everything, Kylie. Even when you thought I wasn't worth talking to. You're literally an angel. You're such an amazing person, Mia. Even if the marriage was financially motivated, there are ways to go about it, you know? At least treat me with basic respect. Ask nicely. Instead, it was just entitlement and arrogance. Like my money was owed to them. Of course I was upset. You're absolutely right! Ugh, my dad is such an idiot. I'm so sorry, we had no idea how out of line we were. Whoa, where did this come from? I'm adjusting my attitude to match reality. I'm so sorry for how I've treated you up until now, without knowing the full picture. I was completely wrong. Please forgive me. That was a quick change of heart. I know it looks that way. And honestly, maybe it is a little bit about the money. But I also genuinely feel terrible about the things I said. Leech, useless, lowest in the house. I meant every word at the time. That's the part that really embarrasses me now. Thank you for being honest about that. Most people would just pretend the motivation was entirely noble. And I'm sorry about Dad threatening divorce like he owned the place. and suggesting you be our housekeeper, that was completely out of line. Please, let me apologize for everything. I can't believe you're actually apologizing to me. I really am sorry. We were the real leeches all along. I said such awful things. I'll make Dad apologize too, so please, come back to us. Be our family again. I appreciate the apology, I really do. But I don't think going back is possible. Yes, it is. It has to be. I'll text you the new address right now. Come over, please, right now. I'm not coming. You are coming, please. I'm not. Stop messing around. I said come. Excuse me? No, that's not... Sorry. I'm still used to being the one asking nicely, okay? Just please come. I'm begging you. Things are actually kind of dire over here. You sound pretty desperate. What's going on? My dad is being such a massive idiot and it's a whole disaster. So I just found out. The rent on this new apartment? It's 3 times what we were paying before. He was acting all smug about it, like you'd never actually go through with the divorce. He moved here assuming you'd be the one paying for it. You cannot be serious. I wish I could tell you I was joking. I can't believe my own father is this clueless. How did he even afford the security deposit? He used the joint account before you could close it. Of course he did. I'll be calling my bank in the morning. Mia, I'm actually scared. I don't know how Dad is going to pay for this place month after month. His salary isn't that high. And now that you're leaving, that's something you'll need to talk to him about directly. I'm not in a position to manage his finances anymore. Can you at least just come and see the situation for yourself? Maybe once you see how bad it is, you'll feel something? You've got a tough road ahead, Kylie. I can't be there as your family anymore. But I hope you and Richard figure things out. Wait, you're really not coming back? I'll handle Dad. I promise. I'll straighten him out. We'll both respect you. We'll know our place. We won't act like that ever again. Just please come back. I'm glad you've both reflected on things. Truly. But it's too late. I don't want to put my money or my heart into this anymore. Don't say that! I'll be the most devoted daughter ever, I swear! I'll do all the housework. I'll call you Mom. Just please reconsider the divorce. Kylie, I want you to stop for a second. You're listing things you'll do for me. But that's still transactional thinking. That's still the same pattern. A relationship isn't a deal you close when things get inconvenient. Then what is it? It's something you build slowly, with honesty and care. We never got to do that. And now there's too much damage for me to pretend it didn't happen. But I want to try. I know. And honestly, that means something to me. But trying has to start before everything falls apart, not after. So there's really no way. It's not happening. I'm packing up my things and moving to a new place. Take care of yourself, Kylie.
Hey! You're really going through with this? You're not coming here? We were finally becoming a family! You'll regret this!
Regret? Why would I? Goodbye.
Wait! Kylie actually came around to liking you! That's huge! And you're still divorcing?
Why don't you just be honest for once? You could just say you want me to come back.
Well, I mean...
This is exactly why you're getting divorced. You married me for money and treated me like dirt on top of it. If you were at least upfront and sweet about it, that'd almost be better. But that pride of yours gets in the way every time. And it's clearly not the first time. Your first wife left you for the same reason.
What? Where did you hear that?
After your attitude suddenly changed after the wedding, I got suspicious. So I looked into the real reason your first marriage ended. You told me she was a lazy wife who never cleaned, never helped with Kylie, never did anything. All lies. She was someone who handled the housework, raised your child, and excelled at her career, all at the same time.
That's... Look!
And when her salary started surpassing yours, you couldn't handle it. You picked fights, made her life difficult, until she finally had enough and walked away. What a small, small man. You know what the worst part is? You had the opportunity to have a genuinely good thing here. A wife who had already decided she was going to help Kylie through school. You threw it away because you wanted a lifestyle you hadn't earned.
I didn't know you were planning all of that!
You never asked. You assumed. And then you got angry when reality didn't match your assumption.
If I'd known!
You would have been nicer, I know. Being kind only because of what someone has, that's strategy, not character. I wanted someone who valued who I am. You were never that person.
I don't know what to say!
My attorney will be in touch about the divorce papers. Sign them without any trouble, please. Rattled by the attorney's letter, signed the divorce papers without a fight. The divorce was finalized. Kylie exploded at her father. What are you going to do now? I wanted to study abroad. I wanted to go to a private college. Can you afford that on your own? It turns out Kylie had treated her biological mother just as badly. So child support from that side was minimal, and her education fund was looking bleak. Shut up, Richard snapped back without any maturity. You're the reason this divorce happened. Figure out your own tuition. Kylie began hanging around the wrong crowd. Richard ended up spending nearly every night driving to the police station to pick up his daughter after yet another incident.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.